$1,500 years ago, the discovery of the zero changed the meaning of all the other numbers. In 2009, the zero enters the hospitality
In
world.
St. Gallen in der Schweiz hat ein Null-Sterne-Hotel eröffnet.
Art gives the freedom to create something out of nothing.
Es ist das weltweit erste
7 million references on Google. Media coverage in 160 countries.
And have you ever wondered what a zero-star hotel might look like?
Reservations for 2012.
What we're seeing now is a world where we've got 7-star plush luxury in Dubai and the Burj Al Arab, and then you've got this at the other end.
Worldwide Hospitality Awards nominee. Null Stern. The only star is you. The Spirit, coming soon to a location near you.
We are Frank and Patrik, and we are very happy to be here today and to tell you our story. We did in the last 12 years. 12 years ago we founded this Atelier für Sonderaufgaben, Studio for Special Works, and at the beginning we didn't know exactly what does it mean. But now we have a little bit reflected, and it's really interesting what will happen in the next 10 years, in the next 12 years. And for that we have started, you have seen maybe this placard. We have connected this work just now with this event this morning. You can see that we are now here, Prime Tower, Hotel Riklin, and Patrik and I, we have the opinion that the art is very powerful if it's not in the art scene placed. And we have done experience, and now we are interested what you are thinking about when we are when we tell to you what we are thinking, what in our mind is going up. And for that maybe we can start. It's very, so maybe you have to come a little bit nearer, maybe you cannot see it very well. Nein, das ist Can you see it a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
First, I think it's important to say we wrote it, the reflection, post-mysterious reflection. Maybe it's too complicated, it's not so important. But it's important to know, normally the reflections are inside. You are protected in your studio, and what we do now, and it was the passion for our work, to do it in the public space. Not to be perfect, not to go only to the public space if I have realized the work. It's more important, much more interesting to make reflections in the public space with other people's. Normally we are alone in our studio, but now our studio is much bigger. We are here in Zurich, and we like to develop the work forward.
Okay. We have our experience from the last 12 years divided in 3 stages or in 3 phases. That means at the beginning, when we started with our first creative period, that was 98. We started with the study of art. Patrik in Berlin and Frankfurt, and I have studied in Zurich. And this was quite an interesting time. We have learned a lot. And then the second period was like a transition period. Here in this period we did exhibitions. We connected us with the art world, with the art business or art field, I don't know what's the right word, Kunstbetrieb. And this was really interesting because we did maybe 4 or 5 exhibitions in a year, and the red line, this curve, shows the art ranking. That means if you have exhibitions and if someone writes about your work, then you get credits, and then you will be more and more a little bit better what this kind of classification means, art ranking. And in this period we also did experience what does it mean if you work independent. That means alone. You go out and you do it without asking someone else. And at this point, this is the second curve, this is the green, that means the freedom. And this is the system of art curve. And suddenly we had a big conflict with the people from the art scene, because they always wanted to say what we have to do and what we don't have to do, what we should do, that maybe it's good for the career, etc. And then it was one day we decided, this is this point, to break with the art field, with the art scene. That means we have dissociate ourselves more and more from this art field. And this is now the interesting point. That's why we say the changing role of artists in society. What happens now? We did our work more and more in the art world. The curve is going down. Maybe at this point we were on the place, 10,000 place. In Switzerland, maybe Pipiloteris is on the top, under the top 10, and we were 10,000, something like this. But better than at the beginning. And then the curve went down because we didn't act in the system. But another curve, the other curve, went up. And this is really for us the interesting point to reflect about. And the question is, now we feel that we are really artists. More and more than ever, maybe. But a lot of people, they think, you make not art, this is something else, maybe advertising or something like this. This is a Spannungsfeld, I don't know the word in English. And now we are really unsure what we are. Because Atelier für Sonderaufgaben, maybe I can show you.
Du musst einstimmen. Ja, es ist nicht connected. Ja. Du musst das Papier wegnehmen.
Oh.
And one sentence maybe. The red and the green line. For me, what I think it's very interesting is the freedom, as Frank told us, and the independence. We are completely independent. We make all in ourselves. We manage ourselves. We speak with the public. We make the media releases, etc. We make all. And the break and the dispute with the art field was with curators, because exactly about this problem. We spoke about our work as we spoke, and the curators, they told us, no, it's not good. We talk with the public. We talk, it's our work. And we said, no, that's our baby, that's our work. We have the right to talk about it. And it was a big dispute. It was really a key moment for us. And then the red curve goes down and the independence curve goes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is we can manage our life since 5 years with our studio. It's not much money we earn, it's not important for us. That means not that we have the money, but we have our life organized in a way we can live the freedom without have any compromise. We can really, that means we don't have a lot of status, we don't have a car, we don't need expensive holidays or something like this. And this is really our power we live. And now what we are we entrepreneur or are we artists or something between? This is our question we have now for us to think about.
When we say we are unsure, really, we are not sure what we are, but we think it's a good moment. I think it's cool to not be sure what I am. But I know how is my vision. I know where is my way, but I don't know in society how to explain my work. And I think this is an interesting moment, and it's not the key, it's not the aim to find the solution. So you will see maybe we will not speak more than 20 minutes, so it's important for it's better to have a good discussion after. Maybe we go further.
Yes, but this is important.
Okay.
But now you want to know what we are doing, and for us, we said 12 years ago we want to intervene in the everyday life and to have a connection with the society. That means they are part of our world. And we want also that the art has a function, so that a social impact can be part of the world, not only a decorative or entertaining or aesthetic aspect. We want to create a new situation which for the society or for the people can be interesting. I think it's very important to know that in our inner world we have a lot of motives. So maybe I can add some more, because it's a long list. For example, for us it's very important to give an impulse to the society, to make an experiment, to find a way how it works in another way, to show that art can be more than art, that yes, and authenticity, it's also for us very important. We don't like to make a show. We want to act and we want to create new situations.
Yes, and to make it real. I think that's a big difference, but I speak in my way. I respect to all other artists, it's important to say, because if not, other people can say, you have the feeling you make the best art. There are a lot of possibilities to make art. But for me, personal moments, if I stand in the museum, I say, okay, right, that's nice, but show me the real moment. Show me this impact and this issue in your work, in the life, in the everyday life, in the society. Because I'm not interested only in statements. Statements is important, and it could be also a good work. But for me, I have another vision for art. And another personal moment is, for example, in the exhibition time, the last 7 years, we did not any exhibition. And while the exposition's time, it was very frustrating to realize that you instill your passion on the museum wall. And you work 1 week in the museum, yes, and you are very, yeah, it's good, oh, I'm very excited how the people react. And then the exposition time is on, and you telephone to the museum, yes, how many people are there? And then they say, yes, today it's very bad, only 5 people. And they say something, no feedback. And it was so frustrating to have no feedback. And then we ask us, why we install our work in the museum? It's so simple. Why we don't install the work directly in the system of everyday lives?
Concrete means that we organized, for example, in 2004, a small summit, with the presidents of the 6 smallest municipal or villages of Europe.
Die Gemeindepräsidenten der kleinsten Gemeinden Mitteleuropas auf dem Weg zum Gipfeltreffen. Gipfel wird hier für einmal wörtlich genommen. Auf verschiedenen Wegen steuern die kleinen 6 den Camor an. Einen kleinen Gipfel im Alpstein auf rund 1800 Metern. Hier treffen sie sich zum ersten Mal. Die Zwillingsbrüder Riklin haben das Treffen bis hierhin inszeniert. Was dann geschieht?
And this was a nice a moment because you can this also make as a fake in Photoshop. But what was interesting for us is these people to search these people, because it's not so easy to find the smallest village with your own president, with your own small government. They are autonomous. This was the principle of this concept. Only these 6 people from these 6 countries we chose, Switzerland and all countries around Switzerland, 6 countries. Only these 6 people were the right persons for this concept. So there is no.
It could be not another person.
Yes.
It's exactly.
This
It's very.
for us that the
How
social.
can we say it's really precise? It's really precise. It's not. It's not. Maybe in my study time, I saw a lot of photographs. There was a situation, but it was a fiction. It was like Fiat, and I think this is for us an interesting moment to make it real, fiction, to make fiction situations. It's not like real, but it's real.
This was really a special work for us and absolutely independent. We did it not because we had an exhibition.
Okay, we look a little bit. We could show you.
It would be a film, but now it's too much. Another. No.
Okay, the next work very simple. It's 5 minutes. Okay, but I think it's good because you have to find the right words and in the short time. So next example is a work in Schaffhausen, and the government, the city, came to us and asked to us, can you concept a solution for our problem? And then Frank and me, we looked the situation, and the problem was in Schaffhausen there is a big street with a lot of traffic, and they lose the Rhine, the contact with the Rhine, because the Rhine was directly to the old city. So for the tourism it was very good. But now if you arrive to this place, you are not interested because it's like a wall, this traffic. And then Frank and me, we developed the solution with an attack on the reality. It was illegal. This work you can't hold the permission of the police. For us, it was the experiment for the first time to do something forbidden directly in the public space, and also the solution was, or better, the problem was the resources for the solution. So we worked with the traffic, and it was like an ambulant architecture. 4 cars, you see that? It's like James Bond. 4 cars, they came together in the right time, on the right place, and then all doors open, and then you create a new kind of architecture space. But very short, for 7 minutes, the people goes through, and then it goes up. It's over. And I think this work could be maybe interesting for the city as USB, as an artwork, who is more than a work only in a museum. It could be a normal instrument for everyday life.
3 times a week, 3 people or 4 people, 4 drivers, like positive sleeper. They are on the road and suddenly they feel this moment.
Okay. The last example.
No, this is not the last example.
Mal. Last example, the Nullstern-Hotel. Maybe it's a little bit. It's maybe in Zurich you know a little bit. Some people, but for us, it's not the best work for us. But it became
very popular because maybe we had success by luck. Also, it was not because I think the time was right for this concept, and the interesting point was that we did not really something, nearly nothing. You see here the bunker, it's a resource, and then we put a Biedermeier bed inside.
Yeah, in the
very
bunker
dark.
you don't have much light, so it's.
We speak about the 4 B's: bunker, Biedermeier, and then service, butler, modern butler we say, and then the brand. These 4 aspects was the story, and we did it for a trial for 24 hours in a small village near from St. Gallen, and then from it was a local news. We did a small press release, and then a few hours later it became to a world news. It was very fascinating for us to
We can show the
have
trailer maybe.
Yes. And
okay. Yeah, sure. No, it's difficult. We are twins, so I like to speak too.
That's true. Now, this is the question we always have in our head.
What happens if a tiger is outside? I think it's so quite a good picture to feel. What happens if the tiger is not in the zoo? What happens? I think this is really interesting, and maybe after that we can.
In the question you have in front of you, what happens if the artist is outside of the box? What happens then? This is for us really a nice question we want to discuss with you. But before, we want to, very short, we needed 10 years for this to find out.
Ganz kurz.
Okay.
Okay, very short. 2 circles, art, economy. Maybe it could be also the everyday life, not only economy.
Then?
Find out the right thing. 10 years, it's quite a long time. But now we know, this is one point we know where we are. And this is our point, the next picture. Normally, everybody likes to be here as artists, in the art market.
Oh. Sorry.
It's our nervous, it's the nervous moment because we lose the time.
It's like in the school.
It's like it's like sport. It's like so the 2 circles. Normally, every artist likes to be. Everybody likes to be here because here you can earn money as artists. You have the contact to galleries, to the art system. But now we are not interested because frustrating, no feedback. So we are here now and have a lot of other possibilities to work in other fields.
And this is really interesting. We have now people around us, they are not really interested in art. But if they work with us together, because we are not classical service guys, we don't do something we cannot feel and we don't see the social impact. And if they work together with us, then it really happens something. It's like a transformation. The entrepreneur, the traditional entrepreneur who wants to make a lot of money primarily, they change their mind and they are like us suddenly. We have some work we will do this year Maybe you will see one time what it means exactly.
Now the point, maybe, was wünschen wir dann zeigen?
No, the last point maybe is, if we make this conclusion, if we would put the art we do in the art scene, for example the Nullstern Hotel, I don't know, but this is our experience. I would say that the effectivity of our art would be quite
nice,
smaller.
Quite nice.
Quite nice maybe, nice work, nice pictures, like the photo series. But if we do it at this position, then we disturb really something else. Maybe existing system. And this was the case. And we had a big effect. And this effect has brought us people from America, from Four Seasons Management, and they are interested to develop this concept, Nullstern Hotel, as a brand, mark, hotel, into a business. Four Seasons Management, this means luxury. This is very interesting. What does it mean, luxury, in a Nullstern Hotel? Okay, that's finish. We could show you a video, but it's too much. Okay. 1 minute, maybe.
45 seconds, the trailer, and maybe after we can, then we are over.
1,500 years ago, the discovery of the zero changed the meaning of all the other numbers. Nullstern, the only star, is you. The spirit, coming soon to a location near you.
Excuse me, one sentence. We did this video together with Minds in Motion. This is a firm, an advisory firm for hotel business in Lausanne. And with these people, we are very near in contact, and we developed this brand, Nullstern, the only star is you, for the future. More out. Okay.
Thanks.
What comes to mind, or what comes into my mind when I see your zero-star hotel is, why the heck wieso jammern die Asylanten? Weil die schreiben wir ja auch in solche Locations ab. Und wenn ihr das macht, dann werdet ihr vor der Welt gefeiert. It's almost as I would have to cry right now.
Reden wir jetzt Deutsch?
I couldn't find the words, that's why I had to...
No, but that's true. It's really, it was interesting because we make the bunker salonfähig. Suddenly, the people that can say, yes, it's nice to sleep in a bunker. And it's an interesting intervention to this discussion with the Asylant and people who we don't like. So
the goal of Nullstern was that it is comfortable. The guest sleeps in very comfortable beds in different categories we had. And this was quite, because in the migration politic, for example, they use the bunker to put the people down, to say, okay, after 2 weeks they have enough, and then they go out.
Oh, that's true.
And this is maybe, we say as artists that it's not our moment to say that that could be maybe something which a society can learn from. But maybe if you ask this question, I think this is really a very important question. But and we are still waiting, since the politic would be learned about this installation.
Maybe, but
it's more cascade.
Yeah, it's in process. But yes, we done what we can do. That's a statement.
Die Runde ist offen für Diskussion. Kusi, please go ahead.
Why are you looking for a label for your work? So is it art? Is it maybe not art? So is it more economy? And that's my question. Why are you looking for a label? Because you can do what you like to do, maybe with living your dream, and you can finance your life. So that's two important points. So why are you still looking for a label?
So label, what it mean you with label?
So like you showed on the circles where you are.
Okay.
So at the end you just do what you want to do. And I think that's good. Probably also
but
part of freedom.
Absolutely, we do it exactly. in this kind. But I think the two circles and to realize where you are, it's a question about the reflection. Because in our society, in our time, a lot of people, they don't have time to make the reflection. We do so much, but nobody think about it. What I do really here. And for that, the position is very important because now it's our USP. Every partner who works with us know we don't work for him as a normal Kunde, customer. So not the customer is the king, the issue, the content is the king. And we don't make compromises. We do exactly what we do as artists.
If we work for someone and he said, okay, I would like to have a concept in this direction, then we say, okay, we can think about, you have to pay this amount, and then we make a presentation, and if you like or not like, you have to pay this amount. This is our uncompromising self-conception when we are, as artists, working in the society. And this is the beauty, because we are the same than before, but the people has to know that we are like this. And a lot of people, exactly in this time, after this triple crisis with the money, a lot of people, they are also in this transformation and they look to other solutions. And for us it's like paradise, because there is a lot to do.
Okay, maybe
Yeah, please.
Yeah, well, very interesting stuff you did in Schaffhausen, also with this zero-star hotel. But for me, the question is, as what you consider yourself? If I would ask you, you say you're an artist, you're an entrepreneur, you're a clown, I don't know. I didn't get that.
You don't know what. You have the same question as we are also.
Okay, but so you're looking for yourself.
Yeah, but the most important answer for that is to say it's not important what you are. It's only important what you do, and what's your effect of this work, what you do. I'm not interested if it's artist or not, if it's art or not. It's boring, this question. The issue, that content is important. We like to speak about the content, not if it's art. And also the question, if I am artist or not artist. Maybe I'm bus driver. Why not? The bus drivers outside, maybe they are very, very, very dangerous because they are artists. If we do the changing rule in the systems, in the society, in this way, not only as we speak now, the bus drivers, when they are artists, or the ticket driver in the SBB, what happens then? If these tigers are also outside, what happens in our society? How looks our everyday life? And I think this question is maybe an intellectual question. We can speak also 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 weeks about that. But I'm more interested to speak directly to the content. And that's me. I'm me. If I am bus driver or artist or a clown, it doesn't matter.
Do you think it's important to know? Because we are not sure if it's important, but what do you think?
Well, I think a lot of times you are asked, what are you doing? At least it happens to me now and then, and then you have to provide an answer. And sometimes it's good to have a short answer, which really makes clear, all right, I'm doing this or that. I completely agree with your philosophical point that you're pointing out. Maybe your bus driver can also be an artist, etc. We had that already with boys, etc. The concept is quite well known, but it's rather a question for you, that I'm asking you, as what are you considering yourself? Because this is also really important how you move through the world.
Maybe the other word is grenzgänger.
But this is my point of view.
Was heißt border crosser?
Crossing borders.
Maybe that's a good definition for these people like this. And Joseph Beuys with social plastic and all this thing. I think I'm really interested in this way, and this is also our statement.
But I think also, if you speak about Beuys, I think now we live in a completely other world. in a world which is very much changing, very fast changing, and I think this is another condition of if you think about social plastic or something like this. I think it's interesting to have always a new perspective of something. Maybe it's already 100 years here.
Maybe the hardest thing is when you are commissioned, when you look for being commissioned, that you can keep your freedom. You know, that you're not looking into the areas. Okay, where can we be commissioned? Mm-hmm. I think that's the hardest thing, when you purely need to find clients like that to survive as artists.
Yes, that's so it's not easy, but it makes fun always. We had, for example, for the Nusche Hotel, we had investors, a few investors. They had said, okay, we want to buy this brand, and they said, okay, we will give you a million, more than $1 million. Then we thought about, nice, money to have, it's not bad, but then we thought about, and then we said, you are the wrong partner, we cannot take the money, because you have not the sense for this concept. Because it's a social responsibility inside of this concept, and they have not.
And also it makes a difference if you talk today with customers, and it's really this point to keep the independence and to keep the freedom, and it's very exciting if you talk with the customer in this way. I'm only interested in this way. If you like to do this in another way, do that with other people. And the experience was the customer liked this statement, and then they know, I like it. I will go just this way. I have the confidence. Conviction. Yeah, I have the confidence to you. But we needed more than 6 years for that, because the first 5 years we didn't know money. So it was really we chopped in different ways. But today we are very lucky that we have customers and people, they like to work with us, and we can earn money. But it's we are very lucky, I say, and I
touch wood. Huh?
Yeah, touch wood.
Maybe a last question before we end this beautiful morning.
The ones who were very critical, or you were critical. No, I have to start again. The curators who wanted to do the work for you, and you said no, it's our work. How is what do they say today? Do you have still contact with them? Do they appreciate what you do, or are they very critical?
No.
Is it not art for them anymore now?
I think they think it's not art, because our art, also we don't have any contact since this moment in Friedrichshafen. It was in Friedrichshafen, and I think it's also not necessary in this time. But once we will have this contact, and I think also today they think in another way about our work, because if you are completely independent, we stole her jobs, because if we do all in our ways, what do the curators in our work? That's a problem.
I think these are old school curators. I think that changed already many years ago.
That's true.
Artists,
But it's not easy for a museum,
we had
under pressure because of the money they become from the state. Yeah. They're under pressure. They cannot do exactly maybe what they had to do if they would be at the time. But I think the interesting moment will be, for example, the discussion about the Kulturinfarkt. Now, this book is very popular, and we are very, I have to say, one part we think good, and the other part we don't think it's not good. This is a topic now, to think about the social relevance of art. And this is really a problem for the curators, because the system is changing.
And also maybe the last sentence, I think, if you talk about curators, the museum, it should be stay. It's clear. We are not the people that say destroy the museum. It's not necessary. It's over. No, the museum is important, for example, for painter, for people, they do art in another way. So the museum's roles are very important for them. But our curators, maybe we work with the false curators, it's true.
Old school.
Yeah, old school. But our philosophy is, we see today in our customers the curator. If we work with the customer, he is our curator. So I think this is also a good moment to explain how we see this changing rule of artists.
If you don't mind, I make it a wrap.
Yes.
Thank you very much for being here. Thanks a lot for the questions. It's interesting, we had, I don't know, 1 or 2 months ago this talk at Cabaret Voltaire, Philipp Meyer. He had not the same hypothesis at all, but his talk also went in this direction that museums and this art industry is there in fact. And he also asked the question if art has to be socially relevant. And maybe it's it's something that you have in common with Philipp and Cabaret Voltaire, maybe with the art scene. I don't know if you still put art on your walls. Hopefully not. It's pure decoration. Doesn't matter at all. Nobody cares. Thanks for being here. See you again in a month. Enjoy your Friday morning. Thank you very much.